the past 4 years. I started dealing with corruption. There was a chancellor and some administrators who are now indicted by the district attorney for felony counts. But before he was indicted, we had to deal with him. He would not only not give information to the public, but he tried to keep information away from the board itself. So I pushed through some audits which exposed a lot of problems that he had caused, and wrote something like 24 policy changes that have completely changed the way the district spends money for its building projects. They were some $200 million over budget on the building projects, which resulted in us not being able to build several very needed buildings. Now, since these policies are in place, our latest building that just opened, a beautiful green LEED gold building, was on time and on budget for the first time. No cost overruns. So I'm very proud of that. Meetings are now more accessible to the public. We passed a sunshine policy last year. It took a while to get it through. Our opposition on the board kept delaying it and putting it off, but we finally got it passed. The public has greater opportunity to speak at our meetings now and get access to records. Another thing I've been working on is creating green jobs programs. I've been working through the Sierra Club to get the city to do rebates for solar power. And so at City College, so those are the jobs. At City College, I've been working on getting people trained for those jobs. And we've been successful. Several grants came in, some federal, state grants, and most recently, I was working with Solar City to get them to fund a program specifically for Bayview residents, for low-income Bayview residents. And they each get a stipend to help them survive while they're taking classes. And this was the company, Solar City, that Chris Daly railed against because they went back on their promise to build a solar training center. And Chris, at these hearings, was just really hammering them. So I went to Chris and said, why don't we just ask Solar City to give City College the money, and we'll create the program. And he agreed, and that's what happened. And it's a great program. It just opened. Another thing that's really important is budget. We've had a lot of budget cuts from the state of California, something like $25 million cut in the past 2 years at a time when our expenses are growing. Health care for employees is just going through the roof. Dealing with the budget, we've had to make cuts, but I have favored a method, a cooperative method, not like we're seeing in City Hall, but a method that where all employees are involved in the decision making and how to make these cuts, but also sharing the cuts across the board. So the first thing that I voted for was to cut administrators' salaries. Administrators took a 6% salary cut last year and this year. And this is where I differ from the two people I'm running against, Anita Greer and Lawrence Wong. They did vote for salary cuts for workers, but they opposed salary cuts for administrators. Not only did they vote against it when we voted on it, but they both came back the next month with a resolution to try to repeal the salary cuts for administrators. And that's just wrong. It's just totally wrong. And fortunately, they did not prevail. It was a 4-3 vote, and we have a better situation now. So I guess I've used up a lot of time. I'll take questions.